Hello and welcome to the Pagano Methods channel. Kirsten here. Today we are doing yoga full body workout for intermediates. So let's get started. We'll begin with our Savasana meditation for clearing our mind, and we'll take our child's pose. So go ahead and touch the toes together and then widen the knees. Taking some nice deep breaths, fold over the chest between the thighs. Kind of flattening out the spine, letting it really press down into the mat. The forehead comes to the mat. Arms lengthen. And just kind of rock side to side with that forehead, kind of massaging out the forehead. Breathing in and out through the nose. Really relaxing the mind. Nice deep breaths. And go ahead and take it to the right cheek. Right face, looking over to your left side, stretching out the neck on the right side. Nice deep breaths. Then switching over to your other side, gazing over to your right side now, stretching out the neck on that left side. Nice deep breaths. Lengthen through the spine. Good. From there, either picking your forehead onto your palms or rounding your arms to the sides of your torso and folded forward. Continue that nice deep breaths, really focusing on nothing in particular, but just your breath and any positive thoughts you have. So clear out all of your negative energy, your negative thoughts, and just clearing your mind, preparing yourself for the workout that is to come, all of your stretching, all of your poses, perfecting those poses. Starting to release from your meditation, giving yourself 2 nice deep breaths before releasing your eyes and rolling up through your spine. Articulating that spine, coming all the way up head last, and then bringing your weight onto your palms. Knees come together. Come all up to all fours. Lifting those hips up, flattening out the spine, driving the heels down onto the mat, and then coming down and hovering, engaging the core, repeating it. Nice. Hover the knees, press the hips all the way back up. Nice deep breaths, engage the core. Good, keeping it into that downward dog. Then starting to kind of shift in the heels, stretching out the backs of the legs, and then adding kind of the hips and the torso into it. Twisting side to side, adding the shoulders. Good, nice deep breaths, finishing it off. Coming back to that downward dog, releasing the head. Good. Shifting the weight onto the left foot, right foot comes up nice and high into the air. Shifting the weight onto the palms, bend that knee, bring it into the chest, hold it up nice and high, engage the core, then rotate, coming to the pigeon, all the way down into the forearms. Good, making sure you're really rotating through the hip, the knees driving out to the side instead of the front. Taking nice deep breaths, go ahead and start to lift the chest back up. Bring it onto the palms. Sit up nice and tall over the hips. If you can, release the palms. Hold a nice balance. Chest is lifted, shoulders are down. Planting the right arm down, lifting the toes up, reaching for the toes. Really releasing. And if you can, lifting both arms behind you, opening up the chest even more. Nice deep breaths. Good, releasing it down. Shifting onto your right hip, rotating all the way over. Pressing that hip down and then reaching the right arm over to the left toes. Good, taking nice deep breaths. Then lifting that chest slightly up, twisting over, chest drops to knee. Good, lengthening through that spine, come all the way up. Then coming up onto the knee, onto the foot, take an arch back, pressing the hips nice and forward. Shoulders come back, then come all the way back down. Release both legs out to straddle, sitting up nice and tall, coming to the middle, all the way forward as far as your chest can drop. Feeling a nice stretch in the hips, nice deep breaths. Good, coming all the way back up. Walking it back up and bringing the feet together, knees together. Bringing the palms to the side of your right side. Then bringing the right foot leads, left foot comes nice low lunge. Shifting forward into the hips. Nice deep breaths, and that right arm comes, releases up into the air. Gaze is looking up towards the fingertips. Good, shifting the hips back, stretching out the front leg, flexing the foot, dropping the chest. Feeling that stretch on that right side. Then shifting forward, tucking the toe and taking that high lunge. Both hands come to the left side. Then release down onto the forearms if you can. Dropping the chest forward, that right knee kind of leads out to the side, rotating out. Feeling that nice stretch, and then come all the way back up. Nice job. Planting the hand on the other side. The right foot is going to meet the left, shift the hips up, drop the heels down, flatten out the spine, and you're shifting that weight onto the knees. And slightly hovering and then twisting side to side, rotating, adding those obliques into it. A workout for the shoulders. Really engaging the core, nice deep breaths. Good, shifting those hips all the way back up, flattening out the spine. Then shifting the weight onto the right foot, left leg comes nice and high into the air. Shifting the weight onto the palms, bend that knee, bring it into the chest, hold it up nice and high. Then rotate it out at the knee, at the hip, lay down into that pigeon, bring it onto your forearms. Nice, taking some nice deep breaths, making sure we're really rotating open at the knee and at the hip. Good. Good, bring that chest back up, bring it onto the palms, sitting up nice and tall over the hips, bringing the hands behind us if we can, rolling the shoulders down and back. Then planting the left arm down and bringing the toes up on that right leg. Reaching for the toes, then if you can, taking both arms off. A nice balance, nice deep breaths. Good, nice job releasing from that pose, shifting over to the left hip and then rotating to your right hip. Right leg is straight, reaching towards that right leg with the left palm. Good, lifting up and rotating that chest over, dropping it down to the knee. Good, lifting all the way up, coming up onto the knee, onto the foot, pressing the hips forward, arching the chest back behind you. Take that nice stretch. Good, sitting the hips back down, then lengthening out the left leg into that straddle, coming back down into the middle. Nice deep breaths. Releasing the chest forward. Good, nice job, bringing it all the way back up, one palm at a time, then bringing the palms to now your left side, shifting, taking the left foot in front, right knee drops to the back, and you're into that low lunge. Shifting the hips forward, then take the left arm up, really open the chest to that left knee. Good, bringing it back, shifting the hips back, stretching out the left leg, flexing the foot, dropping the chest forward, stretching out the back of the leg. Good, shifting forward to that front leg, tuck the toe under, high lunge, bring both palms to the right side, releasing to the forearms, or slightly bending the elbows if you can't get all the way down to the forearms. Taking some nice deep breaths. Good, coming all the way back up, replacing that left arm. The left leg's going to meet the right, shift the hips up, flatten out the spine, drop the heels down. Good. Then stepping forward with the right foot, then the left, your forward fold over, then roll all the way up through the spine, head being last, roll the shoulders down and back, and we start our flow. Rising up, inhale, exhale, forward fold over the thighs, bending the knees, planting the palms, right leg comes back, followed by the left. Elbows brush the ribs. Either drop to the knees or keep to the toes. Arch all the way up in your upward facing dog. Nice. Tuck those toes, shift the hips all the way up, flatten out the spine, drop the heels. Then step or jump forward between the palms. Halfway arch up through the crown of the head, then lowers back down to the mat. This one rises all the way up to the top. Hands come up, arch back through the spine, then coming back to mountain pose. Good. Good. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, chest falls forward. Bend the knees, plant the palms. Good. Right leg comes back to the plank, followed by the left. Drop to the knees, keep to the toes, elbows brush the ribs, arch all the way up to the upward facing dog. Tuck the toes, shift the hips, downward facing dog. Good, nice job. Step or jump between the palms, and then have a seat down onto your mat. Good. Then lengthen the legs out in front of you, flex the feet, take some nice deep breaths, and then lower down, forward fold onto the thighs. Rounding through the spine, releasing the head down onto the thighs, really feeling a stretch for the backs of the legs. Then coming all the way back up, you're going to take that right leg, bending it as far as you can to the thigh. Closing off the knee, then if you can, round your right arm to your inner knee, followed by your left, scooping and clasping your hands together, lifting your chest up, opening the chest, releasing the shoulders down. Nice deep breaths. Good. Then releasing from that pose, extending the leg out, coming to the other side. Really nice, tight. Then wrapping the arm around, hooking behind you, and opening and lifting the chest. Nice. Taking some nice deep breaths. Good, and releasing from your pose. Bringing the soles of your feet together, releasing your knees out to the sides, opening the hips, then reach for the ankles and the chest falls forward. Good, taking some nice deep breaths, reaching all the way up, then taking your hands behind you, fingertips pressed away, open up the chest, release the neck behind you. Feel a nice stretch for the chest, for the spine, for the neck, and then bringing it all the way back up. Good, bringing the palms together, intercross the ankles, coming to that easy pose, bringing the hands to the heart, rolling the shoulders down and back, taking some nice deep breaths. Good, finishing off the workout. Good, thank you so much for practicing with me today. And we'll say namaste.